Good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. How you doing today? I want to apologize because I kind of got upset. I looked this guy up with this fake progressive organization, and come to find out he is one of those Bushy elite. He went to Ivy League college. He worked for the Congressional Senate. I don't know what he did, but he's an insider. Anytime an organization is started by the insider, man, you can't trust that. Okay, don't trust it at all. This guy's fake as they come. Don't pay that no attention, and tell everybody, yo, that's a fake progressive organization, man. Real progressives don't tie themselves to a party. Just like black people should not tie themselves to a party. Black people should be an independent organization, but yet we come together as a voting bloc to apply pressure on the Democrats and the Republicans. But anytime you show your allegiance to a party, they don't have to show you no allegiance back. It's like the person who gets into marriage and after 20 years you showing your allegiance, this Negro gonna act like he don't want to have nothing to do with you. I wasted 20 years giving my hard-earned commitment to you, and you haven't committed yet. And this guy gonna talk about, look, we've committed to giving our nomination to you committed, your organization committed, but True Progressive have not made that commitment. That's why you don't see me signing on to teams and signing on commitments, and I don't do that. Bernie Sanders made that mistake. I don't do that. But let's get into this. Yep. A news article today said, at least they claimed that Biden is coming up with sort of like a black agenda. It's called the Lift Every Voice plan. I'm thinking, okay, Pete Buttigieg gave Biden his Douglas plan for some position in his cabinet, and he took off the Douglas plan name and put in Lift Every Voice. Joe Biden, this bigot, want to do something for black people? Well, let's take a look at it and see what he's talking about. Because Trump had a plan too. It was weak as sauce, but he had a plan too. Biden campaign unveils Lift Every Voice plan for African Americans. Everybody trying to come out with something for the black vote. But look, let me go over here. Put in Trump black agenda. All right. I think it was Trump Urban Initiative or something. Like every black person lives in an urban area. And it was headed up by the guy who used to be with the black man for Bernie. All right, so here we got something right here. We got a lot of articles talking about Trump's plan for black people. Trump proposed New Deal for black Americans. How often we see this? Politicians trying to come up with a plan for black agenda. Excuse me. Every time in every election, politicians, to make sure they either get the black vote or to secure the black vote, they'll claim they're going to do something for black people. But what it is isn't in detail. And when they go out and campaign, they never really mention it. They have no track record. My thing is, have they ever talked about doing something for black people before? And what have they done for black people before? Because what you did in the past determines your tomorrow, or what you do today determines your tomorrow. What are you doing for black people now? I ask that for every candidate. How often do you go actually spend quality time in the black community? How often do you go out there and fight when we go out there and fight? Are you willing to put your life on the line for the cause of black people? What really irks me in this day and time, I can go out and it could be what they call Gay Pride Day. I think that's the name of it. And I can go to Times Square and all these businesses got a rainbow in their businesses showing their support for the gay community. But when it comes to our days, I see nothing in support of Black people. On our day, it could be African Day, it could be West Indies Day, it could be whatever. You never see in the bougie elite or in most major stores any support for us. Heck, some of them get discounts. They get special discount and they walk out with their rainbow bag and everything. So I'm saying, what marketing, what did the gay movement do to get these people to bend the knee? Because somebody need to look at that and see if they can do the same thing or top it up, especially in the Black community. Yeah, I'm going through Times Square and I'm seeing rainbow this, rainbow that. We're open for business. You know what we had to fight for to get people to open their doors to us? That's why I stand on the side of Malcolm X, is that we shouldn't have never shut our own doors. I believe we shouldn't have never integrated business. I go to Chinatown, you don't see that many Black businesses in Chinatown, and I'm not mad at them. I go to Little Italy, I don't see that much Black businesses in Little Italy. You name it. I go to the Arab neighborhood in Queens, no Black businesses. I'm not mad at them, but we Black people go do business with them. I'm not mad at them. We shouldn't have never shut down our business. We need to go back to building our own communities, our own businesses, and allow white people to come do business with us. We're always going out and doing business with white people, Japanese, I mean, you name it. We do business with everybody. We got to get back to that. Now, what does this got to do with this plan, with Joe Biden's plan? All right, so we're going to take a look at this plan. We're going to take a look at this plan and see what they're talking about. But you don't impress me when you come up here telling me that you got a plan for Black people, because every politician have a so-called plan for Black people. But when you go into the details of the plan, it's nothing. It's money to schools, money to HBCUs, money for social programming. It's not nothing really concrete. Are you going to give us the money to start our own banks? And when I say the money, I'm talking about our money. This ain't your money. Black people give into the tax system, sometimes more than any other culture. All right, let's look at this. Biden campaign unveils Lift Every Voice plan for Americans. This is by Steph W. Kite. In a new agenda for African American communities unveiled Monday. Now look, not every Black person is from Africa, okay? Because my side of the family, I have Seminole in my family, and they were blacker than Black too, and a lot of them end up in slavery because they were put into slavery because they look Black. I mean, they were blacker than Black. So I got African origin on one side of my family, but I got Seminole Indian on one side of my family. And yeah, there were bad things some Seminole Indians doing, but there was different types of Seminole Indians. And my side of the family was deep, dark Seminole Indian. But let me get into that. A new agenda for African American communities unveiled Monday. Joe Biden is calling for the Justice Department to prioritize prosecuting hate crimes, a $900 million initiative to fight gun violence, and better access to federal relief fund for African Americans struggling due to coronavirus. Now, already this is bad. So you're calling for the Justice Department to prioritize prosecuting hate crimes. You know some of the biggest hate crimes are already in the police department, Joe Biden. And you remember it was your policy in the crime bill that gave them the overreach to do whatever they want to do in the name of justice, in the name of fighting crime, in the name of stopping drugs. Any and everything, man. Any and everything. But now you want the Justice Department to prioritize prosecuting hate crimes. Now, the problem is, what is a hate crime? Because there's some things I believe you should hate. And there's some things I don't think you should hate. And you might label it as a hate crime. So first of all, you need to prioritize what is a hate crime. Because everything that this government may consider a hate crime isn't a hate crime. It's just like there's some women who's just as aggressive as some men. I like those. I like those women. But if I'm aggressive back, I could get myself in trouble. And you would consider that a hate crime. I call somebody a punk, and they're not gay. I just call him a little punk because he always pushing people around, something like that. Somebody from the other community may call me, say that I committed a hate crime, that I called this guy. Get out of here with this stuff. But let me keep going. I said one day, somebody ain't got the balls to do. I did a piece on Tulsi Gabbard have balls of steel, and I had women group get upset at me because she don't have balls, she have ovaries. They got mad at me because I said Tulsi Gabbard got balls of steel, which is a credit. And I didn't mean testicles. They assumed I mean testicles, not knowing that they're really literal balls that are made of steels. Ball bearings are made of steel. You got those little balls that bounce back and forth on your desk. There's all kind of steel balls, but they assume I was talking about testicles. So now I had to change my term and say basketballs of steels just to quiet down the feminist movement. So what do you term as a hate crime? Okay, let's go. Better, a $900 million initiative to fight gun violence. Better access to federal relief funding. What does a $900 million initiative to fight gun violence, what that has to do with black people? Most black people I know don't have guns. Now, we need to have guns. We should have every right to have guns as any other people in this country. We do understand that we do have a Second Amendment right. We understand that black people have the right to bear arms just as anybody else. And when you got people walking around in masks, I should be able to have a gun in this house in New York City just in case some fool want to try to get froggy. But in New York City, I got to go through hell and high water just to get a gun. But how is a $9 million initiative fighting gun violence? How is that a benefit to black people? And better access to federal relief fund for African Americans struggling due to the coronavirus. Joe Biden, you got to come stronger than that, man. Trump can give us that. How about giving black people no-cost health care? I mean, bad enough you won't do that for all Americans. At least do that for the people who helped build this country. No-cost health care. Since we're dealing with the coronavirus, well, actually, Latinos are dealing with it worse than us, but you're not saying that. You want to make us look like we're the ugly ones, that we're the most disenfranchised one because we're suffering from the coronavirus. No, that's not true. Actually, the Latino community is suffering a little bit more than we are, but you got us as the poster child of the coronavirus. Like something wrong with us. Y'all smoke weed, y'all do all this, y'all tear your lungs up, you don't eat right, you eat all this pork. That's black people. No, white people getting it just as bad as anybody else. Asian people getting it too. It came from Asia, remember? It came from Asia. So how you giving us federal relief fund to help us with the coronavirus? When we're going to take that money and you're going to take it from us if we don't pay the doctor bill. If most black people getting the coronavirus and we end up in a hospital, guess where that money, the money that you claim that you're going to give us is going to go toward that bill, and it's not going to be enough. Think about the mark that we have on us. So people don't want to be around you. Number one, there's so many people that are dying alone. I got a family member that got the virus and people can't even go see him. People are scared to go see him. They're scared they're going to catch it. He's alone. And if he dies, he's going to die alone. What amount of money is going to make that better? My mom is sitting right home in Florida right now. We constantly call, check on her, video chat and things like that to make sure she's all right. But if she end up getting the virus, I can't go to Florida to prepare for her funeral. She's, I'm praying that's not going to ever happen to my mama. My mom's a fighter. But I can't go to Florida to her funeral because as soon as I get to Florida, Ron DeSantis said I got to be in quarantine 14 days, especially when they find out my plane ticket says New York on it. So I got to wait 14 days to clear myself to have a funeral. Thank God, I'm believing my mom that's not going to ever happen. But think about that. There are people who are going through that every day. How is your money is going to help us in that situation? There's something that's more than money. We got a wealth gap where we're shrinking when it comes to wealth, the black community, and the white community is continuing to grow. Your stimulus bill, all these bills that got passed, it helped more white people buy up more land, to buy up more businesses, to dominate more of black neighborhoods, that buy more jobs, to fire more black people than ever before. The last stimulus bill. Now let me keep going. What they're saying is this is something that has driven the entire campaign. He launched this campaign talking about some of the hate that we saw in Charlottesville. A senior campaign official told reporters on a call, he'll make clear that hate has no safe harbor. But oftentimes you are hating on them. I believe everybody can be misguided. Everybody can have the wrong education. Everybody can grow up with the wrong thought. Everybody can be indoctrinated. So if anything, you need to be doing whatever you can to change people's mind. This ain't going to help. Pouring money into the black community ain't going to help hate crime. It's not going to stop hate crime. Hate crime's been out since the beginning of time. So he's going to use Donald Trump, Charlottesville, to try to promote there's too much hate in the world. And that's why I'm running for office, is to bring love, like he's Cory Booker or somebody. We need more love. Rosario Dawson is my girlfriend and we need more love. We got to love her, the world, like I love her. The mission is more important now than ever, as the health and economy impacts COVID-19 have shined a light on and cruelly exacerbate the disparities long faced by African Americans, the campaign had added in a press release. Between the lines, this thing ain't no more broad than you calling somebody a broad, or you living on Broad Street. Lift Every Voice, the broad Lift Every Voice plan highlight Biden's policy and proposal that would address racial disparities within the community, education, with racial disparities within the economy, education, healthcare, criminal justice, voting rights, and environmental justice. Here is the key point to the plan. The plan highlights Biden's proposal for $900 million 8-year grant program to fight gun violence in cities across the U.S. How in the hell is that helping black people? We're trying to fight for our lives because we're losing our existence in this country, and we should have equal wealth because we built this country. If it weren't for us built the country, the American dream was built on the nightmare of black people. And all you can do is give us $9 million for an 8-year grant program to fight gun violence? Man, you need to be giving us trillions of dollars in reparations so we can build our own economy. We tired of trying to depend on your economy. If elected, you got that right, Biden would instruct the Justice Department as well as civil rights officers in other federal agencies to crack down on hate crime, senior campaign officials said on the call. Our number one mandate in the black community is not hate crimes. You are the one who opened the door for more hate crimes to happen in this 20th century than any other time, than the 19th century. Other than the 19th century. Your two policies of support for the drug war and the crime bill open more policies for hate crime. So what are you doing? I guess correcting your mistake? So you want to take that money, instead of putting it into the hand of black people so we can start our own businesses, so we can put money back into the economy, so we can buy our own property, so we can invest in other businesses in other countries, so we can start our own school to teach true American history, not that mess that you're teaching us now. You want to put that money in a gun violence program. But let me keep reading. The plan called for more funding for Small Business Administration to allow the agency better support African American owned small businesses. It also calls for more federal contracting opportunity for African American owned businesses. How about you give us the money? We don't have to do business with everybody. We got enough black people where we can do business with ourselves. Money into our community to us, not money that you control, but money given to us to build what we want without these kind of obligations to you. Just like you do with the government, like you did with the government. The government gave all this money to the airlines and saying, look, continue to pay your workers. And as long as you do that, you don't have to worry about paying us back. How about doing something like that for us? We're going to give you money. You put that money into the economy. Purchase you a house. Invest in transportation. That'll help deal with the housing crisis. That'll help dealing with the auto industry. This should have been done when Obama came into office. This is one of the first things Obama should have did while he was in the office. Put money back into the people who were losing out on their homes. Put it in their hands so they can pay their mortgage off. Now they have equity to reinvest in other things. Put money into people, so give money to people so they can go out and buy a car. That would have saved the auto industry better than just giving them our money that they never really paid back. A plan calling for more funding to small business, for the Small Business Administration, to allow the agency better support African American owned small businesses. It also calls for more federal contracting opportunities for African American owned business. That's nice, but still not enough. Still not enough. We'll rather you put the money in the hands of the people and the people decide to do business with us than you trying to tell us how we should do our business. Biden plans to invest $1 billion a year in juvenile justice reform. So you want to invest in the justice system that need to be reformed. Isn't this your justice system? And now you calling to reform it? He also proposed tripling Title I funding, creating a new tax credit of up to $15,000 for families buying their first home. How about stop giving us tax credit and giving us the money to buy our own homes? Then you can do the tax credit. See, when it comes to the ADOS movement and reparation movement and things like that, it's about you giving us the money that you owe us. It ain't about you giving us loans. It's not about you giving us tax credit. Give us the money you owe us. Sure, you can give us the tax credit. You can give us that, but you owe us money. You owe us money. Biden plans to invest $1 billion a year. $1 billion? $1 billion a year in juvenile justice reform? He's also proposing tripling Title I funding, creating new tax credit up to $15,000. Really, we get $15,000, but the wealthy elite get billions in tax credit. Are you kidding me? That's an insult. Yeah, black people want to support this guy. This is an insult in your face, black people. $15,000 for families buying their first home and making public colleges and university tuition free for students with family incomes below $125,000. I guess this is where this guy said at least he's trying. This ain't trying, bro. So you're going to give me a $15,000 tax credit to buy my own home when you owe me money, when it was your people that decimated the homes of black people and jealousy and anger because they started to do better than some of them. Whole entire cities were built by black people, predominant cities, called them Black Wall Street, and some white supremacists got so jealous that they was looking for a way to burn the town down. And you, with your drug policy, found a way to not burn the town down, but have the town burn down itself with drugs. So you can have white developers to come in and buy up that land and build on top of it, and we didn't have no place to stay. So you can do what they still doing today, gentrification. Buying up places like Harlem, making it hard for us to live there. Instead of giving us the money to invest in Harlem so we can make it look better, so we can make our own money. You give money to everybody under the sun so they can come up and buy the land. You gave money to the Chinese, gave money to the Arabs, gave money to the Russians, they gave money to the Jewish, and they buying up Harlem left and right, leaving black people stranded and not able to do anything. But made it harder for us to get funding to buy up Harlem ourselves, or revitalize Harlem. Making public colleges and universities tuition free, with families' income $125,000. So what you're saying is that you want to make it free for their kids because most black people don't make $125,000. Plus, there's a lot of black people that make $125,000, and why should their kids have to go to pay to go to college? A lot of black people, they make $125,000 a year, and their budget is more than $125,000. $125,000 a year is not a lot of freaking money. Instead of doing what you need to do, make education tuition free, period. You got a lot of people who come from bougie rich homes. Their parents not going to pay their way to college. So what you want them to do, work? Are you going to force their parents to pay? Maybe they don't want money from their parents. Maybe they're tired of their parents and they want to do things the way they want to do it. Nobody should have to pay to get an education, tuition. Nobody should have to pay to go to public college and university. I don't care how much money their parents got. This has nothing to do with their parents. Once they're grown, they're on their own. But no, you'd rather them go in the military still and risk their life to get GI Bill money. $125,000 is not enough. I think Governor Cuomo, at least he's saying $250,000. Because he know there's a lot of black people in New York that makes $125,000, but their mortgage and their rent is way more than $125,000 a year, so they're still broke. Well, let me keep going. The plan also would ensure political opponents, including the presidential cabinet, look like the country they serve and ensure that our federal workforce is representative of the demographic of our country, a senior campaign official said. In other words, we're going to do what they call, I forgot the name of it. It's when you allow, you got to have at least some black people working there. Yeah, all right, too many of you black people there. You got to have at least 1 or 2 white people working there. The name slipped me, and that's bad. Affirmative action. So you want to do a worldwide, you want to do a nationwide affirmative action program, especially when it comes to politics. Telling black people, you need to get out of these politics. You need to get out of these parties, and you need to start developing your own voting block in the mind of Malcolm X and force these parties to do what you demand them to do. Until then, they shouldn't get nothing from you. Because once again, they're going to give you a bogus plan. You're going to call this the Lift Every Voice plan, and you haven't allotted out the money that we need to catch up with white people. All these policies will never close the wealth gap. All these policies will never put you on the level, give you true equality in the banking industry, in the farming industry, whatever industry you want to be in. All this mess right here ain't gonna help you get to equality in those areas. True equality is only gonna make when you make a demand for reparations. It's only gonna happen when you make a demand for a black agenda pre the election, pre-voting. Don't you dare let them tell you, we'll do this, but you got to vote me in first. No. You need to institute more rigorous policies first, because this is crap. This is crap. No black person in this country should be paying for education, period. Now, if you want to go to Ivy League school or something like that, that's a different deal. But you shouldn't be paying for public college and universities when you built the public colleges and you built the universities. And you sure shouldn't be paying to go to your public college and your university. Them throwing a $15,000 tax credit if you buy your first home, that's a slap in the face. They owe you so much freaking money, they should be giving you money to buy your loan. Buy your home. Well, that's what the whole 40 acres and a mule was all about. We gave them so much free labor, our ancestors, and some of you right now in prison, giving all this free labor, and you didn't even really do nothing. You did not commit the crime, but you breaking your back in the prison system, making Victoria's Secret panties and all this stuff for free. Or they may throw $10 a week in your pocket so you can do a video phone call to your mom. You make the $10 and you're giving it right back to them. This plan is crap, man. This plan is crap. Let me tell you something, and I'm done. This man Trump is a horrible guy. He's horrible. His plan is better than that crap. That Trump urban initiative plan was crap, but it's still better than that crap. Heck, Pete Buttigieg's plan was a lot better than that. The bottom line is, stop looking to white society to develop a plan to help you. What we as black people, look, I know I got all colors up on this show. Okay, understand our plight, okay? Understand and join it, all right? Because we have been joining everybody else's plight and we not getting nothing for it. Understand this. You make the plan. You develop the initiative. You develop the platform. We already talked about the reparations being #1 in the tune of trillions, $10 trillion starter, non-starter, non-negotiable. You're not getting that. You're not getting a vote. That's a starter. But no black man in this country, especially native black men in this country, meaning from our lineage, from our grandfather to our great-grandfather to our great-great-grandfather, came here and broke their back. A lot of them lost their kids. A lot of them kids were separated from them, used and abused physically, sexually, mentally, you name it, worked to the bone as kids, while white society made millions off their effort. And here we come full circle. They still telling you we're going to throw you a loan for a tax credit for your house, or we're gonna give you we're gonna give you a 10% business. Nah, get out of here with this stuff, man. Get out of here with this stuff. You owe money, cash. And you've given the Jews cash payment. You've given the Japanese cash payment for their suffering. But when black people start stepping up, you want to say, oh, blah, 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 blah. Or you want to throw some old funky plan like this. You and Trump throwing funky plans like this to try to secure a certain amount of the black vote. Or you may know you're going to get most of the black vote, but you're going to try to tantalize us with some mess like this. Well, we're going to put some money in HBCUs, or if your family is making under $150,000, you get to college for free. Is it going to pay for my books? Is it going to pay for that computer? Is it just tuition? Is it going to pay for my dormitory? Is it going to help me stay in student housing? Black people shouldn't have to pay one red dime to get an education, not one red dime. Now, I know some of you saying we shouldn't pay one red dime anyway. No, I mean, the tuition-free thing, that could be for everybody. But one red dime for anything else outside of tuition-free, black people shouldn't be paying for it. Black people shouldn't have to buy their first home. You know, Gaddafi, since people want to hate on Gaddafi, call Gaddafi a terrorist. You know, Gaddafi in his green book, pick it up and read it, Gaddafi wanted to make sure everybody had a home. Gaddafi had energy that you didn't have to pay for. Gaddafi said, if you want to get an education, I'm going to pay for it. Matter of fact, if you want to go outside this country, get an education, not only will I pay your tuition, but I'm going to pay for your housing. I'm going to send you a stipend every day for food and everything. Wash your clothes, food, travel. I'm going to send you a stipend every month. All I ask that you do is that you come back here and work for the government 1 or 2 years. And that'll pay it all. You owe me nothing. Just come work for 1 or 2 years. You know, if you get married in Libya, the married couples, if you wanted a lot of land, the government gave it to you. The government gave it to you. And if you decide to farm on that land, the government only asks for a certain percentage as a payback. But he was hated and vilified. Hated and vilified for taking care of his people. Sure, he was, you call him a dictator. But those people, there's certain things those people didn't have to worry about. Healthcare was free. Education was free. Lights and rent was free. And here we are. We built this country, and you don't even want to pay for our full education, housing, and everything. Get out of here. Man, another crappy black agenda that's a spit in the face of black people. What Joe Biden going to do, he don't want to give up nothing, man. Trump ain't going to give up nothing. But Joe Biden is not giving up nothing for your vote. Nothing. Neither one of them. But you want to do and go vote for them. Right now, you got a gap where you can force them into negotiations. You can force them in negotiations right now. There's a gap. Are you forcing them? I know I am. The reason we got that civil rights bill is because we stood in the middle and say, neither your Democrats or Republican gonna get the black vote until you make changes for black people. When we gonna learn that lesson? Because as long as you committed to them, they don't feel obligated to you. They need to earn your vote. But too many people are sledding their vote out. You can get some of this. You ain't got to give me nothing. You ain't got to buy me a hamburger. You ain't got to buy me a soda, a Happy Meal, nothing. You want some of this, you can get some of this right now. That's what we do with our vote. Slut voting. Drink. How about I buy you a drink? And we go straight to my house and get busy. Is that easy to get you? Is that easy? That's how some of us are with our vote. When will you learn? Get a chance, go listen to Michael Mack's ballot, the ballot or the bullet, and understand that if you're not being smart with your ballot, you're literally taking a bullet. This is election season right now. And all you thinking about is Trump, and that's good. But you got to go beyond Trump. This person getting the office, a person getting the office, what are they going to do? It's not enough just to beat Trump, okay? It's not enough. To you bought that. But when that person get in office and beat Trump, he's going to be sitting in office for 4 years. What have he said he's going to do for you for those 4 years? If it's this mess, I don't want it. Come up with something better and holler at me. Ron Brown with the Robin. But then before I go, then again, I've told you, if you're a bigot, you're not getting my vote. And both of them have a history of bigotry. And I've been over it and over all the time, and you know it. You've seen it. You've seen the record. If you're a pathological liar, both of them pathological. I can understand you lie every now and then because of fear, but when you lie like a rug, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You're untrustworthy, you're unethical, and I only think people who are honest and ethical should be in positions of office like that. Number 3, if you got an allegation of dominating women and being inappropriate with women, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That's somebody's mama. That's somebody's cousin. That's somebody's sister. No. Both of them. History of inappropriate touching women. Biden, in his case, inappropriately touching kids. And now you got a rape allegation. What do you mean by inappropriate? Touching the child, and the child is queasy and don't like it when you get that close to a child. He's done it over and over and over again on video. And you can see the child is uncomfortable. The child moving away from him, going to the daddy. But daddy is so happy to see him and want to impress him, he ain't saying nothing. Man, nah. Get your arm from around my kid. Kid don't know you like that. Why are you smelling my kid hair? Why are you pulling her hair back like that? Why are you kissing her on top of the head? I haven't given you permission like that, and your kids are not that familiar with me. My kids don't know you like that. And let me tell you something. When I was a kid, I had an auntie. My auntie had a little she had a little mustache, man. Oh. And she always want to kiss on us when she come to the house, and you could feel that hair on. I ain't like that. So every time she's like, you need to let them stay with me one weekend. I'm like, no, the hell with no more. No. I ain't staying with her. You drop us off at our house and see if I don't leave. I'm scared of that lady. Nah, because all she want to do is keep putting that hair in. I don't want no hairy kiss. I'm a dude. I'm a straight dude. I don't want no hairy kiss, no hair from a man on me at all. I don't even like it when I go to barber shop and they put their stomach on the back of my neck. I'm like, yo, get off me. You a little too close, bro. Get your stomach off my neck. I don't like that, man. And that's what you call uncomfortable, and it happens with kids. And then grabbing the old lady by her face and pulling her close to you, and you pretty much kissing her in the mouth. Get out of here, man. There's a lot of things wrong with these politicians. I thought Hillary versus Trump was bad. Now we got 2 pathological lying, bigot rapists running for office. And you've been bought that you had to pick one of the 2. Well, you do it. I'm not. I'll holler at you later. Peace.